Hi, welcome to Verbling, another class. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about common expressions that you use when trying to find out what the problem is, looking for solutions, and then making recommendations, okay? So that's what we'll be covering in class, all right? So come on in, all right? Good. I see Yi. Let's see, come in Yi. Okay, she's the first here for class. Hello, Yi. Hey, Yi. Can you speak? Maybe you have your microphone muted. Make sure you click the mute button. You might have a red wait. Okay, no problem, no problem. Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Oh, hey, I can hear you now, Yi. Hey, Yi, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. And you?
Doing very well. Doing very well. Where are you from, Yi?
I'm from China.
Yeah, but Nali. Nali, Shema?
Oh.
Shanghai. Yeah.
No, I'm from Sichuan province.
Okay, good. Yeah, I lived in Shanghai, Suzhou, Hainan. I lived in Daranghai and Hainan. So I lived in China for a while. Yeah, in fact, I'm drinking. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm drinking some Hangzhou tea here. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know what? I still get tea from Hangzhou because it's just so good. To me, that's the best tea in the world. It keeps me healthy, even though I'm a little fat. But you know. But anyway, let me say hi to Laura real quick, not to cut you off. Hello, Laura. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good.
I'm from Costa Rica.
What's that?
I'm from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Yo en Costa Rica 3 meses porque la olos. ¿Entiendo yo?
Yes.
Bien. Okay. Yeah, porque la olos, you know, surfing, the waves. Yeah, lo siento porque poquito español entiendo, hablamos poquito, por favor.
Okay. Don't worry, I understand you.
Yeah, I studied in Costa Rica because when I was there, I had a surfboard and a tent. I was 22 years old, and I was forced to learn the language. You know, this is like 18 years ago. But I loved Costa Rica. Great place. I surfed all the way, you know, Roca de Bruja, the Witch's Rock, all the way up at the top. Yeah, all the way down to, Golfitos, all the way at the end, where you have, where they have like the second longest wave in the world. So it was great. It was great. But anyway, well, enough of that. Welcome to class, okay? Have you been taking many Verbling classes?
Who? Me?
Yeah, you, Laura. I'm still talking to you.
With you is my first time.
I know that. I know it's our first time together, okay? But how about with other teachers? Have you been taking it with other teachers?
I have been taking some classes.
I have been taking many classes. Yeah, and you don't want to say, you want to say I've been taking many classes, because that is going to be like a past progressive, because you're still continuing to take. You can say I've taken, but you want to say I've been taking many classes. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Yes.
You're welcome.
It's so. How can I say like that?
Awesome. You want to say awesome. It's so awesome. I love it. Okay, well, good. So good, perfect. Let me say hi to the other students that have joined. Hello, Maria. Is that your dog? Oh, your dog looks so sad. Oh, little puppy. I just want to give him a hug and tell him it'll be okay.
I want to one of these puppies, but my mother doesn't buy one.
Gosh darn it, Mom, buy me a dog.
But I love it. He's really cute.
Yep. What's that, Yi? My dog? Yeah, I have two. I have two Chinese dogs, Yi. Well, actually, just one now. One actually passed away. I forgot about that. But and I've taught them Chinese. That's how they speak. But anyway, let me keep going. Hello, Martin. Hey, just talk to the hand. Is that what you're saying? Talk to the hand. That used to be an expression before. Hey, Martin, do you have a voice? Does your voice work? Say hi. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Come on.
I do. I do. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Martin. You look so
That's
happy
good.
right now.
Really?
Yeah. You look so super happy. I'm just kidding.
That's
Hey,
good.
Martin. Just it's all good. It's all good. So Yi, know the dogs, which is only one dog now. It's a pug, Chinese pug. So not from Tibet. But I teach it Xiao Go Beat Soy, Go Lai, Xiao Go. Anyway, if you have a Chinese dog, teach it Chinese commands. So Martin, where are you from?
I'm from Mexico, but I'm currently living in Texas.
Okay.
I had this class with you like 2 hours ago.
Okay. All right. Sorry for not remembering. I remember now.
It's
Plano, Texas, right?
later, yeah.
See, so I do remember that. All right. So good. And how are you liking verbling so far?
It's great. This is my second class, so I think it's a powerful like tool to learn English,
Yep.
whatever or wherever you are.
Yep, very much so, especially when you speak and so forth. And I do realize that I kind of force the students, you remember the last class, I was forcing everybody to kind of, get the answers themselves. And it takes a little longer, but by doing that, once you start to really think about it, it's better. It's more painful, but it's better. Okay, well, good. Well, I'm glad you like my class enough to come back again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Marlon. Hello, Marlon. Hey, Marlon. You might have the mute. There's a red microphone right up there on your screen. That might be muted. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So, Marlon, let me show you. Let me show you what might be going on. Okay. So this could be what's going on. You could have this muted. All right. Okay, if that's red, you can't speak. By the way, also too, for all of you, I suggest when you aren't speaking that you do mute your microphone, okay? All right, usually everybody does. That way it's just easier for me to hear the students, and it's easier for you to hear the other students and also me, okay? Anybody, I see there's 10 viewers out there, so come on, jump on in. There must be some room here, all right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to use different expressions to solve problems. First to find out what the problem is, and then how to further analyze it, look for a solution, and then give recommendations. So for the students that are in class right now, what I want you to do is be thinking of different problems. And you can make up a problem. It doesn't have to be a personal problem or anything like that. You can make up a problem. Like, okay, like maybe, well, actually, we could even talk about Maria's problem about her mom not letting her have a dog. We can analyze that, find out what the real issue is, give recommendations, and so forth. Okay, so, okay, well, Rod, you don't want to come on in? Come on in, Rod. Okay, so let's give it just a few more minutes, and then we'll let everybody else come in. So, Laura, are you currently studying English at school?
I was studying English the last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have like 10 months.
You have what?
10 months.
10 months. Okay, good. Got it. Okay, that you were studying. All right, good.
Yes.
And you're no longer studying. Do you plan on going back to school, or do you plan on trying to learn all of your English on the internet? What's your plan?
I'm waiting for a new course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I need to wait like I don't know, 3 weeks So I hope that Jay calls me very soon.
Okay.
Want to take that course?
Okay, good, good, good. Well, in the meantime, there's a lot you can learn here on Verbling.
Yes,
So,
it's so useful.
yep, good. Hey, Rod, welcome back. Hello, Rod. Don't be shy. You weren't shy in the
Okay,
last
hello,
class.
hello.
Hey, welcome back. All right, so good, so
So,
good. Hello. So yeah, there's going to be more people
okay,
join. Welcome back, Rod. Welcome back. So there's going to be.
thanks.
Yep. You're welcome. Oh, and Yee's internet's
It's
bad.
it's very early here. It's 1 a.m.
Mhm.
and I'm just laying down on my bed with my laptop.
Okay. Did you say?
Yes,
Did you say? Did you say you also were sick? I know somebody else in last class was a little sick.
yeah, yes, it's a cold.
Hmm. Okay.
But well, I'm going to join the class. These are it's going to be my last class for today.
Okay. Well, let's make it your best one. All right. So so let's get started here. What I'm going to do, and make sure, by the way, make sure you all are in the Verbling chat. Okay. Just saying that. Looks like you're all in there right now. Okay. So let me click on the screen share. And what we'll get started with is we'll get started with analyzing problems. Now I shared this link in the class, okay? All right, I'd already shared this link as far as with the class schedule, but that's just a link again for those of you that don't have access to it, okay? All right, so let's see in here. So what we're going to do, again, is talk about analyzing problems. We're going to talk about the questions that you ask when you're focusing on the main problem or issue, okay? And we're going to copy that over to this sheet, okay? All right, and let me just reload this. Okay, and what we're going to do then is we're going to ask for input, okay, what we should do about it, what needs to be done, and then we're going to make recommendations. Now what I'd like to do is I would like to focus on real problems, or we can also make up some problems as well. But let's first look at the different phrases that we use when focusing on the main problem, main issue. Hello, M. Furkan.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Doing very well, thank you. Good, welcome to class. We're going to talk about problems, okay? Different problems today and how to solve those and what expressions we want to use when we're talking about those. Laura,
Yeah,
can you do me a favor?
of
This
course.
is big. Okay, good, good, good. Everybody from Costa Rica. All of you Ticas, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah,
All you Ticas are such nice people. Okay, so
yes.
good. So focusing on the main problem, can you read here? And just keep in mind, everybody, I want you to study these so that way when we start to talk to people about their problems and we start to ask them, we can figure it out, okay? Go ahead.
Only the one or
No, just keep reading and I'll tell you when to stop, okay?
okay. What is the main problem? What is the real issue? I think the major problem is our primary concern is the crux of the matter is as I see it, the most important thing is the main problem we need to solve is we really need to take care of.
Okay, so good, good, good. So these phrases here, they're basically saying the same thing again and again by asking questions with the first two and also stating, all right, what the problem is. Does anybody know about the difference between a main problem and just a smaller problem?
Main it's like a big problem, no.
Yeah, yeah, but also too, has anybody ever seen it to where there's multiple problems, but yet there's only one main one that you need to focus on? Can anybody think of an example?
Maybe a big problem caused little problems.
A big problem can cause little problems too,
Problems,
yes.
yeah,
And also it can happen the opposite. You can have little problems that end
yeah,
up causing a big problem. Well,
yeah.
how about a, pollution? Okay, pollution, right? Yeah, we all know what pollution is. So pollution, what's the main problem with pollution? Is the main problem that we have too many cars? Is the main problem that we have, you know, inefficient fuel? Is the main problem we have inefficient engines? Does anybody know what the main problem is with pollution? It's okay.
Maybe we don't have a balance between cars and I don't know people needs because some people have too many cars or they don't know how to do environmental issues or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And also too, does anybody else? I see Yi. Yi, so what do you think the main problem with pollution is? Okay, and Rod? Martin?
Okay, about the pollution. Well, I think there is no alternative ways for to get energy. Um, well, we actually have some alternative ways to get some energy, but they are very expensive to get them.
Okay, and you're working a little bit more towards like making. I know you aren't making a recommendation, but you're looking now more towards you know, how to fix it, because you're saying there's no alternative way. So well, yeah. So what you're saying is, since there's no alternative fuels and so forth, because of the way that we consume things right now, is that the heart of the problem with pollution? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So maybe the problem is just with consumption because human beings consume too much. All right. What do you think, Furkan? Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fuel that we use is bad for our air. For example, we are using fossil fuels, and it has very bad effects on our Earth. We should change them.
Okay. All right. So you would say the crux of the matter is, and then explain it that way. Okay. And did we lose Martin? Maybe Martin just fell asleep. Yeah, I think Martin just passed out. Yi, is your microphone working?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. So Yi, how about you? What do you think the main problem is when it comes to pollution?
I think the waste resources. Resources.
Okay. So a waste of the resources, all right? So good. And all of you, you can start out these statements by all saying, I think the major problem is, right? The crux of the matter, as I see it, the most important thing is. And you can tell with pollution, it's a difficult one to say exactly what the main problem is. But it does seem to come down to inefficient resource usage. Hello, Coma. Hello, Coma. Welcome to class. Coma Toyo. Como? Can you hear us? Como? Konnichiwa. Hello. Okay. So, Como, you might have your microphone muted. Okay? That might be the problem. Up on the top right, you might see a red microphone. Okay, that means that it's muted. All right? Okay, so good. So good. And by the way, everybody, what I'm trying to do here is just get you thinking about what a main problem is. Again, I want you all to tell me a problem coming up. It can be a fictional problem, and then what we'll do is we'll go through it and we'll solve that problem. Okay? So now, asking for input. Can you start to read these, Furkan?
Okay, what should we do about it? What needs to be done? What do you think we should do? What are we going to do about it? Do you have any suggestions? Any ideas?
Okay, good. Good. Okay. So, all right, Furkan, why don't you start out? I want you. Let's continue on with pollution. Don't worry, we'll have time to talk about other stuff. Why don't you now ask one of the other fellow students for some input by asking one of those questions when it comes to pollution, okay?
Am I going to answer or ask somebody in the class?
Oh, you go ahead and ask somebody. You can ask Laura, Maria, Martin, Rod, Yi.
Okay, Rod.
You need to ask him one of those questions directly. Yep.
Rod, what do you think we should do about pollution?
About pollution, okay. About pollution, we can recycle. Well, it's actually working. The recycling. It's not plastic, paper for using again, but I don't know if it's working well or because the population on the planet is growing up very fast, and so we need to find out another kind of this way to save our planet, a
Okay.
part of recycling.
Good, Rod. And Rod, using the questions that you see on my screen share, go ahead, ask another student, okay? And use those type of questions to get some input. Go ahead, choose somebody.
Okay, Didi, are you there? Okay, this question is going to be for Gigi. G?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions about pollution?
Oh yes. Maybe we better to take the public transport. Yes.
Okay.
Public transportation.
I think public transportation, that'll be one of the things, okay? And Yi, go ahead, using these questions, ask another fellow classmate, okay? Like, what do you think we should
Yes.
do? What are we going to do about it? Go ahead.
Yes. Marisol, what should we do about it? About the problem.
I think we can reduce carbon dioxide emissions to the atmosphere by reducing the use of cars. Maybe we can walk more.
Okay. Hey, Maria, do you think maybe if we reduce the amount of dogs and cats, we could reduce CO2?
Maybe because they breathe more and this causes CO2 emissions. So
Yeah. Would you give up your dog to save the world?
no, my dog is beautiful.
Okay. I wouldn't give up my dog either. Okay, Maria, go ahead, ask another student using these questions here to get some input.
So, Laura, do you have any suggestions?
Yes. My suggestion is that we need to educate it, or how can I say educated our family.
What we need to do is we need to educate the public, right? So people need to become educated. They need to understand what the issue is. Is that right?
And our children, um, and we need to. I think that we have. It's like the cars. We have cars using it, and I don't know. We can make I don't know, a deal with a neighbor and go to work with him, and it's like a solution for the problem.
So you're talking about like Yi wants public transportation, right? So maybe also what you're talking about, they call that carpooling.
Yeah.
Carpooling, okay? So carpooling. That's when people ride together to go to places. Okay. All right. And go ahead, Laura. Ask somebody else one of these questions. This is where we're
Okay.
getting input.
Okay. It's for Martin. I don't know if are you there, Martin?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Um. What do you? I know. What needs to be done?
Um, I think that we all should stop throwing the trash on the streets, because I think that is one of the main problems about pollution, especially in my country, Mexico. It's like you can see a lot of garbage everywhere. So I think that we should start like putting more garbage cans in every corner, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I also, too, I've noticed different countries that I've gone to. And actually, right now, I'm in the Philippines. And after the fiestas, after a fiesta, there's trash everywhere. You know, it's just everywhere. Do you notice that after festivals and everything, Martin? There's just
Yeah,
trash everywhere.
yeah,
Yep.
of course.
Yeah. And one of the main things, yeah, we'll get this all in the problems, but you know, one of the main things about that too is the plastic gets into the water in the ocean, and then it causes these massive pools of pollution where they have these large floating areas now in the Pacific. It just all this trash. Anyway, I'll keep going on, but it is a big problem, and then it ruins the coral reefs, and then there's no good diving for me. Okay, so let's continue on. So Maria, making recommendations. Okay.
Okay, making recommendations. I recommend that. I suggest that. I would like to propose that. I want. Why don't we?
Yep. And we kind of got into making some recommendations when we're getting the input, okay? But this is more when you've found out what the main problem is, you've asked for input from a bunch of people, all right? Or you can also get input from the internet, but this is when you're just talking about things. And also, too, or pardon me, and then this is when we get to where we want to make a recommendation to people, okay? So this is where we finally say, okay, this is what we need to do. All right, Yi, what's your final recommendation for solving a problem with pollution?
I think it's maybe another way to get more plants like flowers, grass, and trees. It will reduce the how to say it, the
It'll
sorry to
yeah, no. What it'll do is it'll help clean the air and reduce the pollution, right? So, like for example,
yes.
South Korea buys, I think, what is it, like 1 million trees every year that get planted in China, you know, to try to
Yes,
reduce some of the
yes,
pollution. Yep. So yeah,
yes.
okay, good. And Rod,
Thank you.
you're welcome. We own share. Rod, what's your final recommendation? Okay, what's your final recommendation here? And use like I suggest that. I would like to propose. Go ahead, Rod.
Well, my final recommendation was already said. One person said that education is a way when most people are going to learn how to
Okay.
recycle things.
Mhm.
I don't know, throw trash or garbage on the streets, and we're going to decrease the pollution. So education is the main important thing.
Okay, good. And you can see how when you're getting the input, you start to form your ideas for the recommendations. Okay, good. Martin, what about
Ye-
you? What's your final recommendation?
Um, I guess I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna stay with the one that I said earlier.
Making sure that there's plenty of trash cans available.
Hmm.
Good waste disposal. Okay, good, good. And Maria, is your final recommendation no more dogs, no more cats?
No, the
Okay.
animals don't guilty.
Yeah.
The humans have a conscience, an environmental conscience.
Hmm.
So we must reduce the CO2 emissions to the atmosphere.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Good. Good. Good.
Okay.
You know, I'll correct you some as you go along, but good. Furkan.
I recommend that change all fuel, not all, but most fuel oils to renewable energy sources. For example, sun energy, electricity energy, wind energy. It will can save our world.
Okay, good. All right. And Laura, your final recommendation from Costa Rica.
Okay, I would like to propose that we can make or do a group or create a group and talk about separate the trash.
Hmm.
Also, we can pick the garbage up on the streets. Um, that's it.
That's it? Okay. Okay. Wow, I hope Laura knew I was only kidding about the dogs. Where's everybody going? Holy Toledo. Maybe they don't like your recommendations. I was just kidding with Maria about the dogs. Boy, I hope I didn't offend anybody. Wow, only one viewer. Was the class before this? Did anybody attend the class before this? Was that full? Okay, here they come. They come back now. They're returning. Okay.
Where
Ah,
were they?
Welcome back.
yes.
I was afraid, Maria, that maybe you're upset with me about the dog recommendation.
No.
I want to get rid of my dogs either. Okay, so good, good. Okay, so we've walked through one problem. Okay, one problem that's a real problem. Does anybody want to bring up another problem? And what we'll do is we will go through here. We'll focus on find out what the main problem, main issue. Okay. And sometimes there's a couple of main issues, but we want to try to find the main one. And then we'll continue on asking for input and then making recommendations. Okay? Any problem that you all can think of. Anything. Hello? Is silence golden? Come on, there has to be something. Maybe globalization, maybe capitalism, maybe somebody's got a hangnail. I don't know. What about you, Maria? So, Maria, you want to talk about war? Okay. So do you want to narrow that down at all, Maria? You want to
Yeah,
talk about maybe a particular war that's going on right now, or just conflict in general?
I still don't understand why people fight each other because we are similar. So
Hmm.
I can understand, as example, the fight between I don't know Asian towns, Asian countries like Egypt, like I don't know, Saudi Arabia and other countries.
Well,
So here in Latin America too, in my country is an example of civil wars
Hmm.
because we have, I don't know, an illegal group of 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 narco traffic or something like that. So
Yeah, I was just about ready to say, and I don't have the link on me right now, but there was a study that was done last year. It involved the current president of Mexico, an ex-president of Mexico, the an ex-president of Colombia, two ex-presidents of the United States. One was Clinton, and the other one was Carter. Also, Richard Branson, who owns Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Airlines, and then a few other really smart people. They had them go out and they talked about the war on drugs. Okay? And it's a real war, and it's affecting your country. And you're already talking about one of the main problems with that. Do you want to talk about what's the main problem with the war on drugs? Or do you also want
yeah,
to talk? Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about that and just a little bit more background, okay? So the war on drugs has been going on for 40 years now. President Nixon in the United States declared a war on drugs, okay? And once he declared that, all that it's done is drug use has actually increased. The potency of the drugs have increased, and all sorts of problems have increased since then. And countries like Mexico and countries like Colombia have been hurt the most by those because of okay. So Maria, what do you think the main problem is with the war on drugs?
maybe the main problem is that the government doesn't found the main problem because the people increased a lot of the drugs consume, although the I don't know the politics that forbidden the consume.
So what you're talking about, maybe the problem is that the laws that they have in place that don't allow people to consume drugs, maybe that's the problem? Or they
Yeah,
have...
because because I don't know what I say. The laws are setting, but people don't agree with them because they still consume drugs. So
Mhm.
maybe these laws doesn't work.
Okay, so you think the problem is the laws in place that don't allow people to consume drugs. Okay, good. And Martin, your country's also been affected by this, right? What do you think the main problem is with the war on drugs? What is the real issue here?
Well, I think this is a delicate topic, but in my opinion, I mean, I'm 100% against drugs, and I mean, I'm not against people that uses drugs. I'm just against the drugs, because you know, I have met a lot of people, friends of mine, and stuff that uses drugs only for fun, you know. And I mean, I think that is just stupid, and it's I mean, I know that not like the look, what I'm trying to say here is that not for some people using drugs the problem is going to end. I know, of course, it's not, but I mean, if people can choose the way of not using them, I mean, it would be like a progress for this problem that it's hurting a lot of countries, especially Mexico, because you know, 10 years ago you could go out with your family and go to a park and whatever, but now you can't because you are risking your lives that you can't count a shooting and
So you
get
so you
shot by the.
so you think that the main problem is that to um, we need to change
No,
human beings' minds so that they no longer use drugs?
I mean, of course that will be a good uh, a good like a good possibility, but it's not going to happen. But
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is that if you can choose not to do it, just for fun, like many people do,
Yep.
you could choose not, and not be a part of it.
Yep. And right now, we just want to figure out what the main issue is. So the main issue with the war on drugs, it's not the dealers, right? It's not so much the government. It's the fact that people are using drugs. That's the main issue. And that
in
what?
my in my country, it's the education, because like being a dealer, it's like you earn a lot of money, like not doing too much. So a lot of people that doesn't have education prefer to do that instead of working like a normal person and win a
Yep.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And when it was discussed about places like Colombia, they talk about the fact that okay, if you no longer have these crops that are drug crops, you got to make sure you replace them with other ones, and they're so profitable. So okay, so that's one of the things too. So now you're talking about in your area, the problem is it's the best thing to do to make money, right? And you have to take away that. Okay, good, good. That might be yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. So go ahead, call on one of your other classmates, Martin, and try to find out what the main issue is. And remember, everybody, we're just in the part here where we want to focus on what the main problem is. Not so much ask for input or make recommendations. We just want to find out what is the main problem with the war on drugs. Go ahead, Martin.
So Maria Jose, if you want.
Oh, she already answered. She
Oh,
thinks that.
sorry.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
What about M for Ken, Keurig?
Yeah. I think the main issue, drugs, because this is not local thing, it's international, and always will be consumers to want drugs. So they have to cut the international connections. For example, they're making in Colombia, they're sending the drugs everywhere all in the world, and also there are other countries doing it, and they have to break the connections, I think.
Yep. Like Afghanistan as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a country that makes a lot of opium. Yep. Laos. Yep. Okay. All right. So, so you think the main thing again is just the use of it is the main problem, or production?
Yes.
Okay.
Usage. Yes.
Yep. Okay. All right. And go ahead. Ask one of your fellow students to focus on the main problem here.
Laura,
Yes. Okay.
what is the main problem?
Okay. I think that the problems are two. Maybe the government and the police. The police, cause when they see the drug dealers selling, they don't do anything. The drug dealers give them money, and they make that they don't see anything. There is a problem. Oh, that is a problem. And the government, cause the government need to, I don't know how can I see that word, it's like a capacitar. I don't know.
Say that again. What word?
Capacitar.
No,
Maybe
I don't
like
know.
teach the police that they need to be clear, I think, in their and responsible in their actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Got it. Got it. Okay. And Laura, Go ahead. Ask. You got one more person to find out what the main concern, main problem, crux of the matter.
Rod, what is the main problem?
Mm, okay. I don't know. You said many things that I was trying to say, but for me, the main important thing for this issue is the consumption. Because first, people want to use drugs for fun, no, and it can part. But if you get drugs illegally, I don't know about you government politics. It's going to be very hard to find some drugs that are not in the pharmacy. So you have to get them for another way for drug traffickers, and they make their business, and that's another thing. Uh, yes, they fight between them, and they try to export cocaine or marijuana to other countries. Like my country is Peru, and this is a very controversial issue. People don't consume a lot of drugs. Uh, even we can exceed of them. They only want to make money with them.
Yep. Got it. Got it. And Yi, hello Yi. Think. Hey. So Yi, what's the main problem you think about? What's the main problem when it comes to drugs? What's the main problem? What's the crux of the issue when it comes to the war on drugs? We're talking about the war on drugs. Where they're trying to eliminate all people that do it, traffic it, and so forth, and grow it. Okay, what do you think the main problem is?
I think maybe they have many money and they do not know the perfect way to use them. Maybe they found the drugs make them feel like live in the heaven. Maybe.
Okay.
But I think the drug is very they damage the people's separate and make them feel sick.
Yeah. Well, have you seen in China though how now that China is the more money China. I mean, I've been going to China for 10 years now. Okay, and I'm not saying anything bad against it, but I've seen that the more the economy grows, the more people are doing drugs. Like when I went to Sanya before, when I first started going there, Hainan, there was nothing, and then now there's needles on beaches and stuff like that. So it's sad that there's almost like a relationship between money, and the more you have. Oh, looks like you just knocked out. Well, anyway, let's continue on so we make sure we get through. But we understand what ease is. So
Sorry.
No.
The internet problem.
No problem. I was just talking about how in China, how the better the economy is, the more it grows. It seems like the more drug use is prevalent. That it kind of happens that way.
No,
right?
but I know the government is forbid the people to have drugs.
Well, in the United States, they forbid them as well. But
It's also forbidden there.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's also forbidden. So just because it's forbidden, people will still do it. But anyway, let's move on. So now, it sounds like in general, and I'm just going to try to summarize it. It sounds like in general, the main problem that most agree on is the people using the drugs, right? Educate them, find a way that they no longer, want to use those, and that kind of will solve the issue. And I understand that there were other, discussions on what the main issue is as well. Okay, but that seemed to be the most common one. Okay, all right. So now let's go for asking for input. So, Laura, do you have any suggestions on what we should do?
Okay. I think that it's difficult given that but a suggestion, but maybe can help. Because okay, in my country, always the government say or tell us, if you saw somebody or if you see somebody selling drugs, you need to call the police. But I don't know. So we call the police and they don't do anything. It's very difficult that situation.
Hmm.
Yes,
So they're very corrupt, right?
yes. So I don't know what can we do.
Okay, but just it's okay, so no problem. So right now you don't really have any suggestions, and that's fine, no problem. Go ahead, no problem, Laura. Okay, no problem at all. So Laura, go ahead, ask one of your fellow classmates, get some input, and make sure you're using some of the key phrases here. Okay, what should we do about it? What needs to be done? Okay.
Okay, for Cam, um, what do you think we should do? Um, I
I
don't
think,
know.
yeah, maybe he stepped away. Go ahead, ask your friend Maria.
Okay, Maria, what do you think we should?
Oh, okay. My suggestion is that we have to teach the younger people that drugs are bad and the drugs effects are bad too. So maybe it's that the way for getting a better society. Maybe.
Yeah, so you think that we need to better, in order to better society, we need to educate more people on the use of drugs so that they no longer use those. I think that's the
Yes.
expression that you're looking for, okay? Right.
Yeah.
And also, too, sometimes when you're asking things, Laura, you go through iterations. You can also say, do you have any other suggestions? So go ahead and ask her that. So yeah, so Laura, you would ask her if you want to find out if she has any more ideas or more input. Go ahead and
Okay,
ask her. Hmm.
me.
Yeah, go ahead and ask her
Okay,
again. Hmm. Yep.
okay. Maybe Rod. What needs to be done?
Um, okay, I don't know if in some countries drugs are are trying to insert their in a in a specific city like California. No, it's I don't know if it's cocaine or marijuana is legal there. I don't know which drug is legal, but if you're in a country that uh, is the first world, okay, you can do the same thing. I think in California is working well to I don't know about for people who want to consume the drugs, no,
Yep. So the people that consume the drugs, right?
in a specific place. No?
Okay. So maybe take care of them. That's a suggestion, right? Figure out how not to give to them or something like that.
Um, yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. And Rod, go ahead. Ask somebody else. Choose another student that hasn't been asked yet. Ask him one of these asking for input questions.
Martin.
Yes.
Okay, Martin. What are we going to do about it?
Well, speaking of me, in my country, I think that the best um, the best thing to do is like educate like little kids so they could know that being a drug dealer is not the answer for it. I mean, it could be easy to win the money, but it's not a good way to win. It's not worth it because you even in 3 years you get killed if not after the 3 years. So I think that the best solution is to educate uh, your kids and stuff.
Yeah, and Martin, one thing to make money, okay? Make money. It's an easy way for them to make money, not win money, okay? And don't worry, it's common that people will say that, all right? Okay, but
I'm
good.
sorry. Can you tell me what was my mistake again?
I think that you said it's easy for them to win money, all right, instead of to make money. And
I
don't
said
worry,
win.
I think so. And also, too, the nice thing about Verbling, you can always go back and watch the video again. But
That's
I
it.
yeah, but I thought you said win, which is common though. Okay, but
Thank
to
you
make
very
money.
much for the correction.
Yeah,
I would like you to tell me all my mistakes so I can
yeah,
correct them.
yeah. And I won't tell everybody every mistake because I want class to keep flowing, but I do like to point out a few. Okay, so good, good.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So Martin, go ahead, ask Furkan. He's the last one, I think. Or no,
Go
him and
ahead,
then
forget.
you. Yeah, just use one of those input ones, okay?
All right.
Yes. I think this is a very major problem, and I have no solution to solve this problem because we are talking about very huge, enormous of monies, and it is very hard to solve this problem. Education, I think, is not enough because, like I said, there are 6 billion people in the world, and you can educate all of them. And for example, they're making their drugs in the forest and fighting with them. It will be very hard.
Yep.
I don't see any solution for right now.
Yep, and that's good. And you and Laura, you guys have the same thing. You just there's no solution that you see right now, and that's fine. It's fine to have it that way too. Okay, so good. So let's see. So Yi, do you have one last thing as far as the input? What needs to be done?
Yes, I think the smuggling the drugs maybe should be put into the law.
Okay, but smuggling, that's definitely, especially international trafficking of drugs, is a big no-no. So there's a big penalty on that. But maybe focus on the smuggling is one thing. Okay, good.
Yes.
By the way, not to rush everybody, but class is almost over. I'm going to be in the next class, so let's continue on. Okay, so Maria. A last recommendation. I recommend that. I suggest that. I would like to propose that. Why don't we? Okay, go ahead, Maria.
Well, my last recommendation maybe is that we don't consume drugs. We can be the example for other people.
Okay, so lead by example, right? Okay, so good. Don't do drugs, and then show everybody else how good of a life you can live without drugs. Good. And make a law is what you're saying, Yi. Rod, how about you? And just real quick because we do have to go. All right, but one last recommendation.
Okay, I don't know. You don't have to get into that world. If you get into that world, you're going to be in problems. You're going to get some problems, like until the death.
Yep, you're going to end up with issues as far as Anyway, you'll end up dying someday. If you continue to use drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're not going to escape very soon. Like countries like Mexico and Colombia, that's That's a really big problem there.
Yeah, good, good, good. Okay, so by the way, I'm not ignoring you, Chris, but we need to get to the next class. So it looks like we've solved the problem with pollution. We know what to do there, but gosh darn it, we still don't know what to do about all these drugs in the world. Oh well. So at least we solved one problem today. But hey, again, use that link that I shared to everybody, okay? So that way you can figure out different phrases that you need to use in order to figure out what the main problem is, and to get input and then make recommendations, okay? But great class, everybody. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next class or another day or whatever, okay? Thank you, everybody.
Okay.